back. Feels Good FC podcast at TMV Exchange. You know what it is. Steve Pontecorvo. I'm with Jumpy.
What's up, baby?
I'm in like a dungeon over here.
That's cool, though. That's cool.
We got some different jerseys behind me. You know how it is.
I do.
Crazy weekend. Successful weekend for both New York clubs and just getting started over here in MLS, huh?
Dude, what a couple weeks we've had, in the MLS. Most importantly, how good has both of our local teams been? We'll start with yours. Dude, the Red Bull have been killing it, bro.
Yeah, Red Bull look good. And behind it looks like a confident Michael Bradley. Take another 3 points at home. Thankfully, in the Red Bulls home opener, 1-0, they had to hang on there. I think they could have, again, scored more. Maybe the Revs could have had one, but hey, nonetheless, we'll take a win. That's what matters most.
Bro, Che made the save of all saves on that line.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about
it. Che? Yeah. He's been big. He's been huge, man.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild. They're killing it. The Michael Bradley era is off to some pace. Julian Hall is on some pace. Yo, man, it's a good time right now. If you got a chance to go, now's the time. Because they're playing a couple dead teams over the next few weeks. You can go this week. They're playing Montreal, who's in the bottom of the barrel. You can see them win again. Then they go on the road to play Toronto. And then it gets a little crazy. But I would suggest you should try to get out there this weekend. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. Make it happen.
Yeah, big time. Bradley Balls officially have arrived here in Harrison, New Jersey. It's good to see everyone, firing all cylinders. Still, again, same starting lineup. You see Chupo coming off the bench. You see Bregren coming off the bench. Very interesting. This new look Red Bulls or Baby Bulls, whatever you want to dub them. They got a couple 17-year-olds, a 16-year-old in there too. I mean, it is quite incredible what they're doing. In every game that goes by, they're making history. And the fact that not only are they starting, but they're in the score sheet. They're making the goals happen. So very impressive from our youth team. We knew we were gonna get a little bump from them, but no way we expected this kind of effectiveness, right?
Dude, you know what's wild? That I don't think anybody expected this. Matter of fact, a lot of the Red Bull pages and a lot of the people that are quote unquote these big Red Bull fans, they were all saying they're gonna be terrible. Remember at media day, all the people were like, they're going to be not good this year. They're not going to be good this year. I thought they were going to be decent. I was just worried about the back, and it turns out the back's not a problem right now.
Yeah.
And, Mehmeti might be the guy who saves things in that middle.
Mm-hmm.
For the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about that middle has never really been, filled since Frankie Amaya left. But, we might have that, in this kid. The issue is, too, if these kids keep balling out, eventually they're sold, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, how much of a leash do all from the coach, literally? Like I texted you about my concern for Michael Bradley already, and for these young players. And it's just a shame, but let's hope that we can keep this nucleus for as long as we can. But I can already see teams licking their chops. I mean, because the kid has already gotten a trial over at Leipzig. So I'm telling you, one really good year, outstanding year, maybe they might need to put 2 years back to back to make it a full portfolio. Okay, I think he's ready because we see Caden Clark over there a little bit too early. Some other players, we thought really highly of Sofo. He's kind of dipped back down to life, right?
He's injured right now.
Yeah, who I'm expecting a little bit bigger thing. So remember how hot of a start he got off to last year? As well, the kids, kind of saying the same thing, at least for Sofo, scoring those goals early on in the season. So maybe this could be the same case for these kids. I don't want to get too high off of this already, but Mehmeti, Dos Santos, Julian Hall, all really effective. I think that's really the talk of the team right now. It dominated the press conference questions, I felt like, too, which is good. But you can't forget about some of the other players. Forsberg still running stuff out there. Tremendous game from him as well. Ethan Horvath holds it down, gets a clean sheet, and Red Bulls hold on for a 1-0 win. How do you think Bradley has implemented his team so far?
Dude, I expected this week to see Chupo start, and he didn't start. But he came off the bench, and he was good. But that's the part, at first I thought, oh, my God, he's going to trust these kids. But there's a reason why he trusts these kids. He was with them last year, so he knows what they're capable of.
Yep.
So he knows the process and he's trusting his own process. And I dig that, and I felt like coaches before were scared to do what he's doing. But also, I think the coaches and the people before were scared to make all the moves that they've been making leading up to this, to be honest. We touched on it last week about getting rid of some of the fan favorites, but some of the fan favorites that they got rid of with dead weight, that now, they move certain guys around, and now it's fucking on.
Yeah. Well, I just think these kids were ready. We have more people in the pipeline. It's a shame that you had to let go of some of the fan favorites, but like you said, I mean, we have these kids ready to go. We haven't even seen Roll Mitchell. We saw a little bit of Andy Rojas, Benedetti a little bit too, but the RB2 kids are looking really good right now, and it's not just one of them. That's the key thing too. It's not just one, it's like multiple of these guys are looking really good and having effective play, and it's good that Bradley believes in them. And I think the Mehmeti one is the biggest one. I know Julian Hall is scoring goals, but him filling in that middle role, like you said, and then having Bregman as well. And Donkor, which we kind of forget to mention as well. Outstanding game from him. And then shout out to Marshall Ruti, right?
Oh, bro, Marshall Ruti has been a great pickup.
That might be the best Red Bulls trade of all time.
And
it's only 2 games in.
Oh, so I said this to somebody else. I'm like, we're only 2 games in. Everybody should be happy, right? Because you're supposed to win the ones that you're supposed to win. But, there's also a whole other side of this where we're going to find out what happens over the next few weeks after these next 2. Because you're going to play real teams.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how they do when they playing against Charlotte, Cincy, Miami.
Of course. But it's still, like, regardless of those games, I know they're going to be bigger games. We've already put ourselves in a great position. 6 points from 2 games, somehow first in the East. Doesn't matter right now, but it's just kind of funny how no other team in the East has won 2 games. I'm surprised. It's just the way we look and the way we're playing. That's the big breath of fresh air from Red Bulls fans that I think we all are just stoked to see that. Regardless of when that, wall hits us and there will be mistakes and we're going to lose a game eventually, that will be okay because Bradley has a certain theory and a certain football, which he kept mentioning too. Our brand of football that we want to play, and it's possession-based. And honestly, the possession-based football has helped our back line, which we can get into right now. And then you're seeing Justin Che and Dylan Nealis controlling the ball, making tackles, stepping up. So it's like they're still kind of playing the Red Bull way, but they have the ball more. And like Bradley said, when you have it, that's kind of the best defense too.
Dude, Justin Che made a... So obviously Horvath, everybody's like all fired up that he had a shutout. And I get it. I don't think he's really been tested the past 2 games, to be honest. Well, they should have gave him the fucking shutout. But these guys are just playing on another level at this moment. And it could be that they're playing teams that aren't great, but they're honestly playing so good. So good.
Man, with Marshall Ruti and Dos Santos, Dylan Nealis and Justin Che, and then we got Tim Parker as well, Volador.
But he didn't play.
I know. A lot of those guys, I'm just saying that's our depth with defense. We thought that might be a little bit short. However, Julian still agrees because the Red Bulls, if you haven't heard, Julian Banzan from Deportivo, I think it's a loan from RB Leipzig. So helps bolster that back line as well. So added that other guy that we said that we needed, just a little bit of depth in the center back. So I think now Julian might be done. But you see Julian too in the background of these videos of Michael Bradley making his speech. Julian's right there too. So he's very much got his fingers in this team as well. I'm really proud of the work he's done. We feel bad letting go of the guys. Hey, so far so good. And the back line, I mean, it kind of shut me up. And really, they could have had a shutout in Orlando, technically, if they just didn't give it up that late last goal.
And
so things are looking pretty good right now. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But what'd you think of Bradley's press conference, too, at the end of the game?
So, at some point, Mike talks a lot, man. I love it.
He does.
You ask him and he gets into it. He has, like, a lot of feeling. He's very animated about it. And at first, I thought it was like a gimmick, but I'm finding out that's just him.
Brand of football, our football. So he's clearly not a soccer guy.
My question to him this week was, what does he see in, like, the confidence of these kids who are playing with men who are old enough to be their dads? And I was asking even some of the players, I'm like, just like Mehmeti, they gave me, oh, dude, by the way, hold on. We're going to get back to this. My ADD just went crazy.
I know, mine's crazy.
Dude, so the Red Bulls this week did the post-game press conference. You know how they usually bring like 2 guys to the separately or 1 guy, and then he'll talk to everybody. He'll go back to the locker room and the party's over. They set up 2 stations now, split with 2 backdrops, and one player comes and one player comes. One player comes, one player comes. One player comes, one player comes. So at the end of the day, you get like 4 players, bro.
So a lot more players being interviewed.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, that's what I said. Yo, shout out to Zach. Shout out to AV. I love that.
Yeah.
So Mehmeti was one of the kids. So I said, how is it for you to keep your confidence up playing against men and with men who are old enough to be your dad? And he said something along the lines like, Chupo actually made that joke recently, like, I'm old enough to be your father, And it's true. It's true. It's crazy.
He made that joke to us on Media Day.
But these guys are, their composure is different. Like Julian Hall, I'm seeing him from when he was like a boy to like now he's becoming like this man, right? He's still very baby faced. He's still young, but like he's becoming this like man on this team because he's been on there. He's been on the bench. Now he's starting, he's scoring. Like we've kind of seen this thing develop. Mehmeti, we saw him win with RB. And I think we're going to start to see that over the next year, 2 years. Mm-hmm. But this group is very young. I think that with everybody that's kind of gunning, I mean, this is how this league works. It's a fast game, So they got all the fast guys in the right place. Kit Cowell's just an absolute animal. Like, I don't get him and Nico Fernandez on NYCFC, 2 guys that go 100 miles per hour every play. I don't know how they don't, like, die out by, like, the 30th minute.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me.
Honestly, the kids' outstanding work. I mean, for them to be so young and to carry themselves with such maturity on and off the field is a great thing to see. And Julian Hall, man, shout out to Julian Hall. Under Sandro's team, I don't really know if he felt completely comfortable, and now I feel like he's had the wings put on the back of him, given bet to Michael Bradley. He's kind of played him in a different system here, and it's worked immensely for him. He's getting chances, he's in the right spot at the right time, and he's finishing. He could have had another one even in the Orlando game, so he could have had 4 goals, but outstanding work from Julian Hall. I can't say enough about him, and to have that depth, you have Chupo and you have Julian Hall, you have a couple different looks, and then Rubalcaba and Cage just flying up and down the wings. It's a pretty good attack, not gonna lie.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. The weakest link right now is Emil.
Yeah, which is like borderline. I mean, I don't even think he's that weak.
No, I don't mean like he's a weak link. I mean like if you technically think about it, the one who's done the least is him, but he's still balling out.
Yeah, but the Red Bulls will still need him no matter what. At the end of the day.
Of course.
But I'm just looking at the lineup here. I saw Rojas get subbed in and then subbed out. Did you see anything about that?
No, I want to say that there was... Oh, no. Bradley made a suggestion that, they're trying to, I want to say, either get his stamina up or, they understand that it's the beginning of the season and they're not looking to rush things. But he was a guy that, that's what he said. He's like, we're not trying to rush him. We're not trying to get into anything like that. We just, want to kind of watch what we're doing. It's just the second game of the season.
Yeah. And we still have Mosqueda on the bench. And like I said, Andy Rojas, another 2 players that were highly, highly rated. 2 more RB2 guys.
Yeah.
So the pipeline is pretty good. I don't know where Red Bull is getting all these kids from. They're making
crazy, bro.
Red Bulls go to the top. Yeah, top of the league, my friend. There's not really too much else to get into that game. The Revs put up a decent fight. Gave a Red Bull a push at the last, few minutes. Got a little dicey. Like you said, the clearance off the line. But nonetheless, they pull out the win. But the only thing that really else that stood out to me, a lot of positives on the field. Plenty of positives on the field. I love Michael Bradley. I'm seeing he's getting a lot of good recognition early on. Great. Players love playing for him. His message is clear. Everyone on the same page. Good. But why the fuck was nobody really at this game for Red Bull? I mean, I just named all those good things that we just talked on and on. Something's not trickling down into the average soccer fan of why it's necessary to be there. And I just question it. And I hope that eventually in this area, we can figure it out. New York CFC struggle because they're in a certain stadium. We'll see what happens with them. But what could be the issue behind this? Not filling the stadium. Not even really just somewhat filling it.
Oh, man. Maybe they didn't promote enough out in the streets. I don't know. I will tell you this. The South Ward was popping, and that's the most important. Last year, the way that shit ended, we started seeing a lot of empty spots in the South Ward towards the end of the season. Especially on those Wednesday games, there was like 6 people out there. you know? So the South Ward was popping. From what I was seeing, they didn't stop, but they didn't bring a fucking Tifo. Like, bro, how do you not bring up a Tifo this year of all years where, like, you lost the playoffs last year, you had a great weekend. Like, come on, man. You know? I mean,
well, I was going to say, I don't want to judge or assume here for anyone listening, but I think, like, I'm not even kidding, between, like, all these blizzards and everything else that's fucking happening, it's been hard to get everybody together and to create something that was worthy of a Tifo. Something got damaged in the rain or the weather, so they could have had something prepared, or maybe they just didn't, like I said, just didn't get it in time. And that sucks, for sure, to not have a Tifo. You'd like to have one. Had one last year. It was pretty good. That was probably our last good one, was the one last year at the starter of the home opener, which was the Red Bull Redemption. Kind of off of Red Dead Redemption, that classic video game, which is good. I don't know if they actually got slack for the one against City. That one against City wasn't good. It was cartoony.
With the rat?
If you said you liked it, you were obviously more or less on the Red Bull side of things. I mean, I thought it was fine, but it wasn't that great. So yeah, I think they need a redeeming one coming off of the back of that. I don't know when the next one will be. I would have to say maybe they have another opportunity at the Derby.
Wait, I want to see when the first Derby is, actually.
It's not until May.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
God damn, really?
Yep.
Damn, B.
It's not that long. I think it's better that way. I mean, like you said, you build that momentum. That's going to be a big match. I think that's...
Which decision day was all derbies. So it would be like a big thing right before the playoffs.
You never know. When they change that schedule, anything could fucking happen.
Yeah, that's true. But, dude, that would be the best. Like, dude, because you don't want, not for nothing, when Red Bull went to the final, those two derbies, they lost. And then they won when it mattered in the playoffs.
Of course.
But, like, that last derby was huge going into the playoffs.
Yeah, it was. And they'll be big again, and that's a game that Red Bull get fans at, because when it comes to New York versus New York, people come out for that. But like I said to you, it's just kind of a shame that it has to be all these perfect things aligning for the stadium to at least fill up. It's got to be a nice day. The opponent's got to be decent. It's at a Saturday night or whatever. It is difficult in everyone's day-to-day life, and there's so much shit going on in the news and in life, and I get it, but it's cheap, people. Come on, we got to fill this stadium up.
And you know what's crazy, too? That on all those Facebook pages, well, not on Gary's, because he doesn't let any selling of tickets. He only lets people give away. But there's always people giving them away. Almost so to the point where, like, it pisses me off that people are looking for free tickets. It's like, dude, just buy the fucking tickets.
Yeah.
Help the team out. You got to pay for... You want Forsberg here one more year? You got to pay. Pay for the 37 hot dog. Oh, by the way, people were flipping out about the prices of concessions. People were wilding out about the price of concessions this
That's
week.
Already not good, man. And this is what I'm saying. It's not no, Red Bulls is just a case because it's been happening there. There's other franchises. I know, like, mini example, Winnipeg Jets, NHL hockey team, but they struggle to actually fill the stadium, and they get shat on all the time by other Canadian teams, like, you guys don't fill, blah, blah, blah. So and their economy's not good. Like, it's just expensive, right? And it's inexpensive to get a ticket, but, people complain about the parking. People complain about the PATH train. I think there was a PATH train not running that day to get there. I think that's a big one. How many people take that train to get into that stadium? That way you don't have to park. I've heard a lot of people bitch about the parking, and getting in there still is like a nightmare. And with a game like that where it's not even totally, filled. But I know the internet is like a hive for people to bitch and moan. So it's like hard to take everything what to say, but these are real things eventually. Families got to eat, and between all these other things, the concessions being high, you got to pay to park. I can't get home in an hour because it's a bitch ass to get here. It's like, why come when I can just watch it at home? This is the problem a lot of teams are running into, Red Bulls being a main case.
I think that, how do I say this? Like, it's very easy to get to when the trains are working. If the trains aren't working, you're fucked. But you can't control that. Unless you really want to be there, you'll make the effort. All of us, like Roger, he had to take like a train to like Journal Square, and then a shuttle from Journal Square. And then this one had to do this. And I'm just like, bro, it sounded like such a hassle for some people to get here.
Yeah, it is. And there's not that many dedicated fans for this team just yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. I have public transit for 2 railways were either delayed or canceled. Path train ran shuttle services, but no one could go from NYC to Harrison. Only Newark to Harrison.
Yeah.
Wait 20 minutes for the next one. Yeah. So just
Whack.
just issues on that, and then just obviously culturally still. Thomas Mueller came out and responded to a question about soccer and just North America in general, and he said you must separate the two different things. Football here still has not a big significance in life of the general population. It's not spoken about in the office on Monday morning. So we're still getting there, and these stars notice. I'm sure Forsberg notices too, but I don't know what the team can do, without going too crazy with like rebranding or all these theme nights. But let's just hope that the economy and people can dedicate a little bit more time to this team, because I think it'll be worth it this year. And of all years, is a World Cup year. Let this be a little PSA, I guess, to any Red Bull fans that are on the fence still of like, hey, should I even go? Man, you got to go.
Gotta go.
Even if it's not in the South Ward, it's cool that the South Ward's packed. That's why Red Bull should hire people like us, man. We get the people to come out, I'd say.
We gotta hope. I mean, I would love for that to be the case, but like people gotta come, man. People gotta come. I think that they gotta do a better job tapping into the community to come. You know who I am worried about talking about people coming, the Cosmos. Because like, dude, their fans are so passionate about this. I worry that people aren't gonna make that trip. If they do, it's just for the first game.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Only for the big games, right? Might end up being the same thing for the Cosmos as well. But, they're new. I think same thing. They got to build more momentum in Hinchcliffe Stadium. I saw they played like their first preseason game and had some fans come out. So, and I saw them make a fun little video of like, this is Cosmos country. Did you see that?
I did. Dude, I love
their of the South Ward shit.
I love their passion. I commend them all for being so diehard. Because, I asked one of them at the Jersey thing when they had us do the Jersey thing. And I was like, dude, who do you root for in MLS? And he was like, we don't. I'm like, what? It's like, I said, so who'd you root for when the Cosmos weren't there? He's like, we didn't. I'm like, what?
Yeah, some guys are just really diehard USL, and they don't give MLS or Red Bulls a chance. Like I said, large swaths of the population just don't fuck with Red Bull. I mean, Red Bull New York Red Bulls, however you dice it up, it's still Red Bulls at the end of the day. And yeah, they've always historically struggled in this area. Sometimes they get momentum. And I could see this year definitely being a bounce back one. You got the World Cup. You got Michael Bradley, who we all love, who plays for USA. And I can see the Cosmos benefiting from the same thing. Will it be sustainable? That's the main question that we're all going to ask. And then we're going to find out, hopefully, what New York City FC's stadium is going to start to look like soon.
I can't wait for
that. Even as a Red Bulls fan, I am psyched to see a new stadium pop up and give this derby more legitimacy.
I'm going to tell you something I told somebody else this weekend. I'm like, say what you want. Dude, they played at one of the most iconic baseball stadiums ever.
That's true, yeah.
Yankee Stadium is like the most iconic place in the world, other than Madison Square Garden. So, like, you had NYCFC, Pirlo, David Villa, Santi, Tati, all these guys, Moxie, play at Yankee Stadium. Messi came and played at Yankee Stadium,
Yeah.
Citi Field, not so much, because they don't do shit over it. They have a one shit. So there's no love,
there's no real history, of course.
No, there's no real history at Citi Field. At Yankee Stadium, it's like rich in tradition. There's Monument Park, there's a museum, like, you know what I mean? So, like, listen, the jokes, we're going to miss the jokes. And I told this to somebody else. I'm like, NYCFC fan, I'm like, yo, you're going to miss the jokes. When people start saying, oh, the baseball field, when it's just the regular shit, there's not going to be nothing else. You're going to miss the fucking jokes. It's become a part of this brand.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. No, it's for sure. It's going to lay that fucking argument to rest and being nomads and them not having a real home, of course. And I think we'll look back at it just like how we look back at the early days of MLS. Like, they were weird. They played in football stadiums, right? The Metro Stars, too.
That's it.
Played in Giant Stadium. That's where they were birthed. And New York City FC are birthed out of these baseball stadiums. And it is a cool story. And I think we'll look back at it,
The Cosmos, when they played on the baseball field at Yankee Stadium, dude, the pitcher's mound was still out there. Huh? The pitcher's mound was still out there. If you look and you put in Cosmos Yankee Stadium, Dude, they were playing and the pitcher's mound was still out there.
That's crazy. No respect for the Cosmos. Come on.
No, I mean there was no respect for the game like there is now there. But like at least now, granted it's a little smaller, but Yankee Stadium's a vibe. I can't wait to go this week.
It is. Yeah, we got Brooklyn FC, opening up.
So we have NYCFC and Orlando Saturday, and then we have Brooklyn FC opening up on Sunday. First men's game.
All right, and Brooklyn FC plays where? USL 1?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're not going to play against Cosmos, are they?
They might. They play for them. They play each other in, I know exactly when. Hold on a second. April 25th, 2:00 at Hinchcliffe, Brooklyn. So that's like going to be like their first rivalry, I think.
Hell yeah.
Which is fire.
I like that. There you go. Hopefully that could be a little derby everyone get into.
That's what I'm saying, man. The more derbies, the better.
More the better.
Yeah.
They got to keep building this momentum. Cosmos too. Keep winning. Nothing can hurt from winning. Red Bulls done their job. Cosmos are up next. I'm excited for Tino. I'm excited for the Davide and for the Cosmos to take the world by storm, my friend. I mean,
I hope for them. They've been winning their games.
But they also might be, capped with some of the things they got going on as well. Be called in New York and the stadium and their fan base being in New York City mainly. So we don't have to go a deep dive into it, but I think the Cosmos have bigger things to worry about just to get started, and then they can worry about the other problems later. What were the best things you saw this weekend? Let me guess. New York City beating Philly Union.
That was a big game. That was a real big game. Tavon, big 95th minute goal. I mean, you know what the thing was with that situation. Last week they played with a man down for like 20 minutes and they couldn't do dick. They need a striker in the worst way. But they got the result they needed. They didn't lose any. That's all that matters, right? So we'll see. I'm excited for this week for their home opener. They're playing an Orlando team that hasn't won. So, you always got to be wary of those teams. So it should be good.
Yeah. New York City FC get the win, and it looks like Red Bulls are in first and City are in third after that 90-minute winner against Philly. Philly went down a man. We'd like to see a draw there, but City get the win. I'm excited for that derby to come up, and it should be a good year for both teams. But the best thing I saw, honestly, all week was just the young kids. Again, we mentioned it early on, Mehmeti and Julian Hall playing a full 90 too, nonetheless. Having those legs and playing the full game, being effective. I think that's the best thing we can see for Red Bulls fans, and taking some of that weight off of Emil Forsberg and Chupo. And I really hope fans can start coming out and giving this team, especially Michael Bradley, the love that he deserves to get. And I know they're called Red Bulls, but I have faith that the fans will start to come out soon. You know what I mean? Once this weather, we're in March now. It's March Madness. It's coming up, so we got a few weeks to go. We're gonna get the daylight savings, and I think get some people outside here, back outside.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. But let's see, bro. Let's see. I mean, it's on the team to bring the people in, and the team is doing the right thing right now. They're 2-0. They're playing exciting soccer. Now's the time to go and see them. That's how I think.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens when this game goes when they go on the road.
They don't. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? They're home against Montreal, but then they're on
and then they go to Toronto.
Yeah.
And then they go to Charlotte.
Yeah, they're on a road a lot. And then April, you got a home game versus Cincy, but then you're at Miami, at Montreal, home against DC, and that's really it. And then you're away again. So there's really only 2 home games in April, too. One against DC, one against Cincy. So, that's what I'm saying. Between right now and then, May, we got 3 home games. That's it. So that's a month and a half. So
I think
it's still going to...
April 4th, Cincinnati at home.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And April 22nd. Wow, that's wild. But that gives you time to save up your money to buy tickets to the fucking game.
Yeah. You know what else maybe, too? A theory I'm just realizing. This year's going to be strange because everything's changing soon. But maybe people straight up saving their money for the World Cup. You know what I mean?
You can save your ass for the World Cup. You're not going to have
out, right? Out of the whole day, it's probably $100, right? If you're a fan. You're maybe going to save that because it's like, hey, the World Cup's only going to come here once.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm going to save on some of the Red Bulls games I would go to. I'll still go to a couple, but maybe I don't need to go to every single one.
But there are people giving away tickets on these pages for free. No, seriously. Dude, last year I bought tickets on StubHub and the fees were more expensive than the ticket. Like this week for Montreal, tickets are probably dirt cheap. No reason for you not to go with your family to the game.
Yep.
Come on.
Exactly. There's no reason not to go. But I think they got time to keep building the momentum until that big Derby game. I think in May is when it really gets going. I mean, remember last year I was like, oh, didn't really start yet, right? The season hasn't really started. It's not real yet. Well, it's real now. Now I'm like, oh, it's real. Season
Dude,
started.
let's go.
Because we had to deal with fucking Sandro last year in a million draws.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, that's why when I saw NYCFC draw against LA and they were drawing against Philly, I'm like, dude, as long as you don't lose, we've seen this work.
Yep.
But they won. So that's that. I do want to give, I mean, I'm assuming we're going to get ready to part soon.
Yes.
I do want to give a quick shout out. You know, our guy Mark, home base, Veritage. You know, TMV's always there. I'm always there. We record our show there. He's done a lot of good things to bring soccer world here in Jersey, this little space where people go and use. And now his beer is at Sports Illustrated. So everybody, when you go out to the game, you got to get yourself, but just look for the can, the white cans, man. Veritage is in Sports Illustrated. I think it's so dope. Big shout out to Mark and his crew for that.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Mark's been working hard. We know relentlessly at the brewery, trying to cook up different, things for us. Well-deserved thing, being a pillar in the community. It's called Countercharge. It's got it's black. It looks like the home kit, really. It's black and red, so can't miss it. Has Veritage on there. Countercharge, go get it, man.
Countercharge and Red Cortea.
Yep.
Yeah, Countercharge and Red Cortea.
I'm expecting those will be flowing.
Dude, they were. And you know what's wild? I was telling Mark, I'm like, dude, I'm seeing people walking around with your fucking can in this place. You just opened up a year ago. But It's a testament to what he's built.
Yep.
You know, it's a testament to him. If you build it, they will come. He did.
Exactly.
So shout out to Mark.
Yep.
You know that.
Hey, he was able to infiltrate the fan base, you know what I mean? And make it better. Share his passion with everyone else. And look at it. Beautiful, beautiful thing.
That's it, man. That's it.
Yeah, shout out to Mark. Shout out to Kevin. Feels Good FC. Boys just getting started in their season. They get the victory 3-1.
Nice.
So, guys just getting started again. Spring season just dropped. So, shout out to them. We'll hopefully be at the next game. Hopefully taking some pictures too on the 8th there.
All
right. So, I'm looking forward.
Make sure you apply for your credential. Oh, you got a season.
Yeah, I got the season credential over at Red Bull. I just need to get the Cosmos one. So, busy calendar year. Each weekend is bringing something new. We're going to have Red Bull coverage, Cosmos coverage, vintage soccer pop-ups, the whole ordeal. But yeah, today I got something different. I got a little basketball.
Some basketball.
Fuck with it. Different sports. Got to show the love all around. That's what we're about. But yeah, Jumpy, that wraps it up for me. Jumpy, The Exchange. Go follow him at theexchangefc.com. Please subscribe and like this if you can. Just subscribe if you're listening. We appreciate you staying this long. Shout out to you guys. We only want to give you better content and better feedback. So please comment anything you guys want to hear. All right?
Let's go, baby.
Bring you more interviews. Hopefully some player interviews soon. All right? Jump. Killing it over there, man.
My man. Everybody's good. This is what we wanted going into a World Cup here, bro. Shout out to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. For Steve, Pontecorvo, TMV. Jumpy, peace.
Jumpy, peace.